the same time, Alberto arrives there. Rovel asks him directly, "So tell me, do you know why you were called here?" Alberto replies that yes, he probably knows. Rovel then asks about his relationship with the royal family. Alberto explains that he has completely cut off all ties with them and that he will no longer work for the royal family anymore. Rovel asks again if Alberto even understands the problems going on between the spirits and the royal family. He says that, even unintentionally, Alberto has done something that will bring a lot of trouble upon Alone. Hearing this, Alberto feels really bad and is clearly shocked. Meanwhile, Rovel is getting angrier and angrier. Rovel then says that Alone told him to talk to Alberto, otherwise she would not talk to him at all. That is the only reason he is standing here and having this conversation. Alberto stands there with an awkward, stiff expression on his face. Rovel then asks him if he knows why Alone burned that letter. Alberto says no. Rovel explains that she did it so that no one would ever find out that Alberto was the one who delivered that letter to her. In a way, Alone actually saved Alberto's life. Alberto agrees and says that is exactly why he will always be grateful to his lady. Rovel nods and then says that starting today he will appoint Alberto as his guard once again. Hearing this, Alberto is completely shocked. He thanks Rovel sincerely. Rovel steps closer and says that once his father saved Alberto's life, and the second time his daughter did. He tells Alberto never to forget that, and to always be grateful to his daughter. After saying that, Rovel leaves. The scene then shifts, and we see Alone sitting and having breakfast with her grandmother. At that moment, Rovel arrives and greets her warmly, asking how she is and telling her how much he missed her. But Alone completely ignores him. She does not respond at all. Rovel tries again and says not to treat him like that, reminding her how much he loves her. He asks how he is supposed to manage anything if she keeps acting this way. But Alone continues to ignore him. Rovel then says that he did exactly what she asked for. He brought Alberto back just like she wanted, so now she cannot treat him like this anymore. Alone finally responds and says, okay. Then she tells him that first, he needs to become a better person. He needs to understand that humans and spirits all have different values. Rovel admits that she's right and says he should have understood this earlier. He looks a little sad after hearing that. Seeing this, Alone walks up to him, gently pats him, and tells him to stop overdoing it. Yudim. She then warns him that if he plans to do anything in the future, he must inform her first. Otherwise, he will face the consequences. Rovel agrees and says he understands. He adds that what he just went through was already a horrible punishment. Then he says to forget about it and not talk about it anymore. Alone then says that now both of them can work together against Blackheart. Rovel asks who Blackheart is. Alone explains that she is referring to Revazil. Rovel reacts in surprise and asks if that is what she calls him. Alone confirms it, and both of them start laughing at how dangerous that nickname sounds. Alone then explains why she gave him that name. While they are laughing, she suddenly says that Rovel is just like him as well. Hearing this, Rovel quickly tells her to stop, saying she has gone too far and that he is not that bad. After that, the scene shifts again. We see Alone playing hide and seek. Her attendant gathers everyone and tells them to play nicely with Alone so that she feels happy. Alone's grandmother is also present. Everyone agrees. Soon, everyone except Alone goes to hide. Alone starts looking for them, but even after searching for a long time, she cannot find anyone. She slowly becomes sad. Seeing this, the old attendant feels guilty and says that Alone is crying because of him. He runs to her and tells her that he will help her find everyone. He then reveals all the hidden people and proudly says that they have all been found. While they are still playing, Rovel arrives and announces that it is his turn now and that he will help his daughter find everyone. He quickly finds the remaining people and proudly tells Alone how fast he did it. Alone responds by saying that no one invited him to interfere in their game and calls him pathetic. Rovel apologizes and says he was only trying to help. Alone tells him to stop and then asks everyone if they can play the game one more time. Everyone happily agrees. After that, we see Rovel repeatedly requesting Alone to let him join the game, but Alone refuses to let him play at all. So, the scene shifts once more, and we see that the game is ended and it is now time for Alone to return home. She kisses her grandmother and tells her to take care of herself, saying she wants to come visit again. Her grandmother agrees. She also tells Alberto how happy she is that he has returned. Alberto replies that he is very happy to be back as well. Everyone looks very happy. Rovel then lifts Alone into his arms and tells her that he has some work to do, so he will be back later. He asks her to go to her mother on her own. Alone agrees and says she will go by herself. The scene shifts again, and we see that Rovel is now sitting with his brother, discussing expenses and various matters. Rovel then tells his brother that it is time for him to bring his family here. He says he wants to meet the woman his brother married. His brother explains that his wife is a postal worker named Arya, and that they have a daughter named Rafalia, who is the same age as Alone. Rovel says that is good news and tells him to bring them as soon as possible. His brother asks why they are in such a hurry. Rovel explains that Alone will become the Spirit Queen in the future, and they believe it would be better if Rafalia arrives soon. He also adds that once that black-hearted person sits on the throne, he will try to implement something to prevent his son from marrying Alone, and Rovel does not want that to happen. His brother points out that there is a problem, reminding him that he cannot remarry until 3 years after his divorce. Rovel says there is nothing to worry about and tells him to bring them the very next day. The attendant agrees and says they should definitely be called tomorrow. The scene shifts again, and we see Arya and her daughter arriving with Rovel's brother. When Arya sees Rovel, she makes an awkward expression. Rovel, on the other hand, does not even look at her, making it obvious that something happened between them in the past. Later we see Arya continuously staring at Rovel. She greets everyone and is shown to her room. She seems to like everything there. On the other side, we see Ori and Alone observing everything. They notice that Arya keeps staring at Rovel. So, the scene shifts again, and we see Rovel sitting at a party, enjoying himself, seated between two women. Seeing this, his mother Ori becomes extremely angry and says he will not escape her this time. Soon after, Rovel returns and says that he is very tired. Ori accuses him of lying and says he was clearly enjoying himself there. Rovel insists that it was not like that and explains that he had to drink and did not do it intentionally. Everyone remains angry at him, but Rovel somehow manages to calm them down. At that moment, Alone says, "All right, you all can keep arguing, I'm going to sleep." Just as she is about to leave, the man stops her and says he needs to say something. When she pauses, he continues, "Look, my brother's wedding is tomorrow, and I would like you not to attend it." Alone asks why. He explains that members of the royal family will be there tomorrow, and Blackheart will definitely be there as well, the one she calls by that name. He says that if Blackheart sees Alone there, he will surely cause trouble. Alone agrees and says that if that is the case, she will not go. She adds that only Ori should attend the wedding. After that, the scene shifts and we see Rovel speaking. He says that the royal family is finally coming and that it is a good thing. His brother then asks if Alone will be able to attend. Rovel replies that she will not, and that his brother should understand that Alone would be in much greater danger there. His brother agrees and says it is actually good that Alone is not attending. Just then, Arya comes in, carrying tea for them. Rovel's brother tells her that she does not need to do such work since there are maids for that. Arya responds that she likes doing these things herself. She serves tea to both of them. Ori notices that Arya is deliberately trying to get closer to Rovel, and this makes her extremely uncomfortable. Ori wonders why Arya is trying to approach Rovel and becomes visibly angry. However, Alone calms her down and explains that it is not like that. She says that her father does not like Arya at all, and besides, Arya is going to be his brother's wife, so there is nothing to worry about. The scene then shifts directly to the wedding day. We see that the royal family has finally arrived, along with 2 sons and 1 daughter. Rovel and Ori are shown looking very elegant and handsome. Soon, everyone from the spirit world arrives in the human world for the ceremony. Seeing this, Arya feels extremely uncomfortable and shocked. She realizes that Rovel is already married and that he is such a wonderful wife. Alone notices this as well and understands that Arya clearly does not like the fact that her father is already married. The scene shifts again to the marriage hall. Everyone is seated and Alone looks at the black-hearted man and says to herself that it is not just him who is evil. Everyone in his family has a black heart, and there is not a single good person among them. As the ceremony continues, the couple is finally about to sign the marriage documents. Just as they are about to sign, Arya suddenly drops the pen from her hand, and it looks like a major scene is about to unfold. Alone realizes that if she does not act right now, everything will go wrong. She quickly starts thinking. Then she suddenly says to wait. In the next moment, we see her finally crossing over from the spirit world to the human world. Diamonds begin raining down from the sky, shocking everyone present. Rovel does not like this at all. He is completely confused, wondering why this happened and why she came back. At the same time, we see the prince's eyes fall upon Alone. The 2 of them lock eyes and keep staring at each other.